So we got our three forms. We have standard form, intercept form, and vertex form for our quadratics. So real quick, all the general forms. ax squared plus bx plus c is standard. A times x minus p, x minus q is intercept. Thanks for following, Jessica. And vertex is ax minus h squared plus k. So there's our three forms. There's our three forms. So the rainbow I'm talking about was just a quick reminder of how to convert between these, because that's what we're doing for these first couple units, is converting. By the way, guys, if the mic is cutting out, if it's too loud, too quiet, let me know so I can boost myself or lower it. Alright, so converting between these. To get to standard form, this should be the easiest one. Thanks, Snoop. Easiest one to convert to standard form. So to go from intercept to standard or from vertex to standard is always just multiply everything out. Multiply, distribute, just get it as simplified as possible. Oops, wait, I put that in the wrong spot. Oh, do you want to see something cool? Multiply. How cool is that? There you go. So we want to multiply to go from intercept to standard, not from standard to intercept. We do the same thing to go from vertex to standard. We multiply. Just multiply everything out. If you ever need to get into something into standard, multiply. Multiply, distribute as much as you can. That will get you to standard form. Thanks for following, Lauren. Welcome. So to get from standard to intercept, we factor. Remember, intercept form was AKA factored form, right? Hopefully you remember that. I mentioned that when we first talked about intercept form. The reason, I know Photoshop, right? The reason it's also called factored is because you get to it by factoring standard form. Okay, so to get to intercept form, you just have to factor standard form. And then the last one, to get from standard to vertex, we haven't learned that yet. We'll learn that next time, tomorrow, or tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow, Monday. That's called completing the square, and we'll get to that later. Thanks for following, Billy, and welcome. Alright, so let's go over getting to standard form and getting to intercept form. So next page. Okay, we already should have done these two examples in class, so I'm going to add an example. I'm going to add a number 3 right here. Completing a square is fun. I agree, Bobby. We're going to add number 3 right here. We're going to do a, let's do a vertex form one. So we're going to call it negative 3x plus 4 squared minus 6. So let's say this is our standard form. Let's say this is our standard form. We want to get it into, thanks Caleb, hearts back to you. We want to get this thing into standard form. So what we're going to do is just multiply everything out. Okay, all we do is multiply everything out. First thing we need to multiply is this guy right here because it's being squared. So you have to remember, what does it mean to square something? It means times it by itself. So this thing is the same as x plus 4 times x plus 4. X plus 4 times x plus 4. How do we do that? We need to times the x by x, the x by 4, the 4 by x, and the 4 by 4. So we get x squared plus 4x plus 4x, running out of room, plus 16, which can be simplified to x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, so our x plus 4 squared turned into x squared plus 8x plus 16. So we can just swap that out. I'm going to swap this back in right here. So we get negative 3 times x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then that minus 6 is still there from right here. You know what, Mr. Penguin? I'd say you've earned maximum respect from me, but you spelled my name wrong, so I'm disappointed. Alright, now from here we gotta keep multiplying. We still got more stuff to multiply. We've got this -3 thing, so we gotta multiply this into our parentheses. So -3 times x squared is -3x squared. How bad's the lag? Is the lag on the drawing? Or my voice? So -3x squared minus 24x minus, what's up AC? Is my voice and the drawing off? Or is it just like a second behind? Or are you talking like crazy lag, Bobby? You should be sorry, Maroon. Alright, 24x, let's see, we're doing 3 times 8, now we need -3 times 16. Okay, thanks big time, Mr. Bryce. You guys just need to up your internet probably, come on. Come on. Alright, -3 times 16 is -48. So that's distributing the -3. That's distributing the -3 into that. And then we've got this -6 we still got to tack on there. We need a -6 there. And then we can combine these guys right here. So to combine, when we combine, we get -3x squared minus 24x minus 48 and -6 make -54. Boom, you are now in standard form. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably not set to be exact response. I think I can actually change that in the setting. So it's just responses are a little late. Sorry for the delay on the response. Okay, any questions so far on standard form, converting to standard form? Anybody in honors here have a question converting to standard form? Let me know now before we move on. I just switched a setting, by the way. It's easy, just too much work. I know, right? This one's not too bad, Bobby. I just switched a setting that might make my responses a little bit quicker. Tell me if they're a little bit quicker in response to you. Alrighty, let's go to the next one. So going to intercept form, this is just factoring. Again, you should know how to factor. Hopefully you do. If you don't, watch some, you need to go back and watch videos on Canvas on how to factor. I'm sorry, but you just gotta. Okay, we've already done most of the examples on 73, so we're gonna do, you know what, let's just go to homework because it's a pretty long one. It's a pretty long one. What's 84425? Were you saying that to try and time stuff? I said that right when I saw your message slips. Let's go to homework because who wants to do note guides? Play Fortnite. I will when this is done. I might play Fortnite. I think me and Slippers are actually going to play PUBG tonight, but we'll see. Alright, let's go to standard to intercept. So homework 12.2 right here. .2. I'm here for math, says Will. Come on, Will. Okay, couple things on your homework here. Let's go over a few of them. First of all, if you get one like this that's not written, hey, Caleb, be nice. This isn't written in standard. It is in standard, but it's just not arranged right. So you need to arrange it to -m squared minus 10m plus 24 first. Okay? Then from there, you need to factor it. Now, one reminder is going to help with these problems. If there's a negative in front of your first term, you want to take a negative out first. Okay? This is honors homework, by the way. Yeah, let's use chat for questions and not for telling Bobby to shut up, or for Fortnite requests. We'll get game requests after. Alright, so take out the negative first. To take out a negative, we just factor out the negative, which means everything else switches signs. Okay, so when we switch signs, we get that negative m squared plus 10m minus 24, which means now we're left just to factor this thing. M squared plus 10m minus 24, we gotta factor that. I'm gonna factor it down here underneath because I don't have room. So A is 1, B is 10, C is negative 24. We need two numbers that multiply to make A times C, which is negative 24, and add to make 10. What's my two numbers? Add the 10, multiply negative 24. What is it? I think I did it wrong. Wait. Oh, it's 12 and negative 2. See if anybody got that. 6 and 4 would have made positive 24, Bobby. Gotta have negative 24. So we do 12 and negative 2. Okay, 12 and negative 2. Since A is 1, we can shortcut here and go straight to our answer. X plus 12, x minus 2. We just took these two numbers, the 12 and 2, and put them in there. Okay. Last thing, don't forget, at the very beginning we took a negative out, which means we need to put that guy back in here. There's your answer. Negative 1m minus 6m plus 6. Close marooned. You gotta have 2 and 12 though, because 6 and 4 wouldn't add to 10. Right? The negative 2 and 12 are going to add to 10 and multiply negative 24. Close though. Quick question, do we need to do odds or evens? If you need to know what homework to do, go to Canvas, and under the just for the future, it is evens. Thanks, Jesse. For the future, if you go to Canvas and look at where the answer key is, it tells you right next to the homework assignment in the title. Okay, let's do, I'm going to do one more on this. If you have any requests on problems and homework, ask them now so I see them, so I have a list of them for when I'm done with this one. I'm going to do 15 real quick because it's another shortcut that we need to do. You need to know. What's up, Snoop? Wait, did I tell you evens? I'm doing an odd then, I'm messed up, sorry. Alright, shortcut here. Notice on this one, A is 9, B is 0, and C is negative 1. I noticed on tests people were putting that B was negative 1 and C is 0. If this negative 1 doesn't have an X next to it, then it's C. B always has an X next to it. It always has a variable. Like this thing right here is B. This thing here is C. Right? So negative 1 is actually C on this one here. Yeah, Jesse, we'll look at 36 in just a sec. So if B is 0 and C is negative, you can do the square root shortcut. So you square root the first term, square root the second term, and that'll tell you your answer. Your first term is going to be, your first terms are the square root of the first term. So 3x and 3x. Your second terms are the square roots of 1, so 1 and 1. 1's positive, 1's negative, and you're done. And then a quick reminder, if it's like 14 here, B is also 0 on this one, but C is positive. If B is 0 and C is positive, it is prime. It is not factorable. Okay, you can't do the square root shortcut if C is positive. It's just prime. Okay, 36, 22, or 28. Let's look at those. I think we're talking about 12-2, I'm assuming, because that's one we're on. I don't think that one even goes that long. Okay, 22 and 28. Um, 22 is going to be a shortcut one. You factor out the 3 first. And now you can shortcut the this thing here. Since C is negative, and b is 0, we can use the square root shortcut on that. So we take the square root of x squared, the square root of 4. So you get x and 2, x and 2, 1 plus, 1 minus, and then don't forget to put the 3 back in. That's 22. So if you're having a hard time square rooting, if you're trying to do the square root trick and you're getting like weird things like square root of 3, it's probably because there's a greatest common factor you need to take out first, which will then let you do the square root shortcut. Alright, we might come to 28 if we have time in a minute. Let's see what Jesse's was. Jesse's was on 36. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. We'll do 36. Alright, so for each function vertex, we need to rewrite it in standard, then rewrite it into intercept, find the vertex, y-intercept, and x-intercept. So if we do these first two steps, write it in standard and intercept, it's going to be easy to find the other pieces of information because each form has something easy to find from it. Okay, and we'll look at that in a second. So first, to get to standard form, what do we do, Jesse? To get to standard form, always just multiply everything you can. So x plus 4 squared, we can multiply that out. X plus 4 squared is x plus 4 times x plus 4, and then we have that negative 1 at the end still. Okay, x plus 4 times x plus 4, we need to distribute the x and the 4. So we get x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16, and then the minus 1. And then we can simplify the 16 and negative 1, so x squared, and we can simplify the two 4x's, plus 8x plus 15. So there's our standard form. It's y equals, just like it was at the beginning. Okay, so now we have it in standard. Now how do we go to intercept form? Intercept is also called factoring, factored form. So we can just factor this standard form that we just make, we just factor that now to get into intercept form. Thanks for following, MCon. Welcome. So let's factor x squared plus 8x plus 15. So a is, and I'm doing it over here just because I don't have room. Hopefully you have a little more room than me. I have to write kind of big on this thing. AC, Windsor, thanks for following, guys. If anybody hasn't yet, hit that follow real fast. Helps me a ton. Helps you see when I go live. Alright, A's 1, B's 8, C's 15. So I need two things that multiply to make A times C, which is 1 times 15, 15. And I need two things that add to make B, which is 8. So add the 8, multiply to 15. That would be 5 and 3. And since, thanks, yes, Bobby, 5 and 3. Since A is 1, we can use our shortcut. We can use our shortcut x plus 5, x plus 3. So this is our intercept form. We just converted standard into intercept form. This goes here. I know, you're so smart. Marley, thanks for following and welcome. Alright, what do we need to do next? Vertex. Vertex. What form is it easiest to find the vertex from? Vertex form. So vertex we're going to find from right there. Remember, it's the opposite of this number and this number. So the vertex is going to be -4, -1. Y-intercept. Y-intercept comes from standard form. Let's do a different color here. Green. I love colors. That's what I need more in classes. More colors for markers, huh? Too bad that there's not more free different colors, eh? Y-intercept comes from standard form. It's always the C value. So my y-intercept is 0, 15. Comes from that C value. And the last one. Do an orange, shall we? Perfect. X-intercepts comes from intercept form. You're colored. I know there are pink markers, Bobby, but I don't have pink markers. And the school doesn't have them, which means I can't get them for free. And I'm that cheap. Okay, x-intercepts from intercept form. So x-intercepts are always the opposites of these numbers, the 5 and 3. So it's -5, 0, and -3, 0. There's your x-intercepts. That's right. I could probably get refunded, Bobby, if I went and bought some. I'm just too lazy. Alright, that's that whole problem. What if there was a marker that could change to any color you wanted? Depending on how much it costed. Might consider getting it. But I feel like it would run out really fast. You know? Unless it was giant, like the size of a freestyle Coke machine. A freestyle Coke machine marker. So you got this big machine, and it has a hose coming off of it. And on the end of it is the marker, like this. There's your marker. It's going to be called the freestyle marker machine. See, that's pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. And it's just this giant color wheel, and you just press where you want the color. Boom. Alright, any other questions, guys? What about the multicolor pens? You don't carry it around. You put it up by the whiteboard. That's why you got this fancy hose right here that's like one of those retractable ones. Like your lanyard, what are those called? Lanyards? Those retractable ones that you snap yourself? You know what I'm talking about. Alright guys, we're just about done. That's about it for... I know, my art's pretty good, right? That's pretty much it for the review today. It was pretty straightforward.